3, 2, 1. Okay, guys, let's go for round 3 and let's have some fun this time. Let's see. I'm going to start off in Lightroom so I can pick an image. You guys can see my thought process here. The pictures that I am looking at are images that I just recently took this year at a local car show. Although this car would be interesting to use more that I look at it, I don't think that's something I want to use. Let's poke through some of the other images. No. That ain't gonna work either. I think I need something with like the full car. Like this wouldn't be too bad. Actually, we could use this, and this wouldn't be too bad for like putting in a barn. That might be kind of neat. So let me flag this, and where is my flag? Yeah, already did. Perfect. I think that'd be kind of neat. I haven't done any manipulations on any of these images. This one isn't going to work. That's not going to work. That might work, but I don't like it. I think for this type of car, I might have been a little too low for the photo. The back of it, it's not too bad. All right, moving on. Yeah, unfortunately. I do like this car. I like this one. This one kind of has a good feel to it, but unfortunately, I got these guys back here, which really does not help things. Let's take a look. Let's zoom in on the car here real quick. I'm not looking at the full resolution because I'm not in developer mode. All right, so even... All right, cool. I could probably clean up some of that and be fine. So what I'm doing here right now is kind of checking out the reflections the car is giving, because that's going to be the biggest problem with this. So that might be a problem as well. So, all right, I'm going to move on. I think this would be a great one to manipulate, but the shadows in itself are my only concerns here. Yeah, logo, whatever. And moving on. We have a lovely little mini. Although we have this jack, that might not be too bad. Reflections look good. Actually, the level I'm at looks really nice. The direction of the sun and the shadow gives it good. Okay, let's do some manipulation here. I'm going to go quickly into develop this one, and I think this is the one we'll play with today. So with the highlights, we're going to, because it's such a bright day, I definitely want to ease them down. Then we'll bring up the shadows a little bit because a lot of this car is in shadow. Right, that shouldn't be too bad. Make sure my blacks are black. We can tone down the whites a little bit. Let's see, let's boost up some of these colors here. Take the red, we'll add some more vibrancy to it. We'll go with the magenta as well. Do some more with the pink. Although there is blue in this image and yellow, I think the orange, I'm going to pull back. I'm going to pull back some of the yellow. Yeah, see how that kind of made it a little bit more richer in the color? And now we want to bring in some of the, balance off the blue a little bit. Turquoise. That one's not such an important slider, and the green can be pulled back. Alright, now let's go back up here. Go to our curves. I think I'm going to pull my shadows down. I want to darken up some of them. Okay, yeah. I'm going to go down a little bit with my curves. Try to get a nice clean. Here we go. We can boost up the brightness some, so give ourselves a little bit more contrast. That is such an ugly curve. That might help things. So what I'm trying to do is get a good S-curve going, but it doesn't seem to be working too well. Well, I guess that's not too bad. What's more important is what's going on here in the photo. I can deal with that. That looks pretty good. The color of the car looks really good. All right. Honestly, I don't think I need to do any more manipulation than this. We're just focused on the car. We're going to change the scenery out a bit. We're going to play with that in Photoshop. So don't really need to do anything. Let's try a few things just for the fun of it. And then we will go from there. See about changing things up even more. All right, let's go ahead and let's see. Can I send this directly to edit in? The smart object in Photoshop. Will it open up in the beta that I have open, or is it going to open up in the normal Photoshop? I think I should be able to select my foreground pretty quickly. It actually did a pretty bang up job too. Let's zoom in a little bit. Oh yeah, that is definitely an improvement. I gotta clean that up a bit, but not too shabby. A little cleanup here and there, but I think I can live with that. This is much better than what it used to do. Definitely still got work. No, still not perfect, but I am happy with the results that this came out with. All right, let's grab the deal with that real quick. I'm gonna just go into quick select real fast. And maybe if I don't mess up, if I can hit the right keys, this will be amazing. All right. We'll just quickly cover this up. That problem there with the window, we'll have to deal with at a later time. Right now, that's not important. All right. Again, like I said, I'm fairly happy with this. This is one of the best results I've seen come off of this tool. Not perfect, not even by a long shot. But that said, I am pretty confident I can quickly fix my selection here. And again, I'm not going to be too perfect. I just want to make sure I have everything. I can clean it up later. As to what I plan on doing here. Okay, that looks good. That looks fine. That looks like crap, but that's okay. That looks like crap, but that's okay. Nice. All right. I think that works. Get a quick select real quick here. Now we are going to go to our mask tool and mask our friend out. Beautiful. I also want to do some experimenting before we do this. We'll leave that like that. Now let's have some fun. Let's experiment, see if we can remove some of these people. Because, honestly, it's the first experiment here. They're kind of in the way and kind of doesn't work. I don't know why that car is like that and why they put it there. I didn't think I saw it when I was, alright, whatever. Let's see. We'll go back to our little... Let's see if I can remove these guys, these two people. And if how well it'll handle the background. All right, generate fill. Generate. Let's see what it does. I'm curious. This is just a test. I'm not expecting anything. And did this nearly well? Didn't do. Unfortunately, this car now looks like it got into an accident. Yeah. That's okay. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. What else wrong here? This looks a little wonky right here because it didn't know what to do with it. You know, this is all understandable that it couldn't translate that. So keep that in mind. It's a very powerful tool that works really well, but it's not perfect. And results you get may vary. I know there's a couple different options we can check, so why don't we do that now? Okay. I am now going to come back here and I'm going to make our car selection again. We are going to modify, contract, go 20 pixels. That should be sufficient, yeah, for what we want to do. Okay, the thing about the pixels bringing it in is because the car I'm going to have overlap, so we want to make sure whatever it does goes past the car. We're going to reverse our selection. Try city drive. I'm going to try this and then we'll see what happens, and then we will try something different and see what happens. It's thinking, and hey, a little wonky of a building. And it definitely doesn't know what a car is, or whatever is going on with the building. All right, so this one kind of weird, but the street looks great. Let's go ahead and take a look at the other two. So what we can do is address that. All right, this is a little better. I don't like it, mind you, but it is definitely better. Excuse me. Let's go back to the first one. I think this one had the best results. Okay, what do we want to keep in this photo? Because most of it's just straight up garbage. I think we need to redo the background here. All right, and the way I'm going to do that is we're going to select this area here. I think we can work with this. So here's the reason why I did things the way I did them. So I can take our friend here, bring him on. Wait a minute. So the program did a few weird things, but here, check this out. Let me do this. You look at it, it manipulated the car to its what it would think would be its advantage, but it really didn't do the car justice. If you look here, it kind of wonkified things. It did its best to maintain the features, and at first, at a quick glance, it looks fine. But it's definitely manipulated a whole bunch of things that makes it different and odd. Like over here in the corner, The angle is slightly different. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to assign the car here because we want this one. And there's no need for it to do any of that weird stuff that it did. We'll fix that in a minute. What I want to do is give the car some breathing room. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to go ahead and crop out our image a bit. Like so. Then probably down some. Just to give it some breathing. I think that will be more than sufficient for what I want to do. But I really like the scene that we've got going on here. And yes, I am ignoring the reflections that don't match. Because I know I can't generate them, and it's something that would be way too long for me to do on camera. Okay. So now we're just going to generate fill. It's thinking, there we go. Perfect. Actually did a pretty good job. Alright, so what I've learned so far about Photoshop Beta here and their AI tool, it is really depending on what you need the tool to do. It's not so good at replicating images as far as like this Jaguar here is concerned. And it's terrible at people and words. But it does do a nice job. It did a pretty good job with this. Okay, let's see. What do we need to do here? I kind of like it. I think I do want more sky though. Maybe less ground. So let's go ahead and expand that up. Because I don't want them in the middle, but I think I want them down here. Alright, so that gives them room down here, and that gives me room up there. Alright, I can deal with that. Okay. So as we've already learned that this isn't perfect. I don't think it'll be perfect for a very long time. I think there are more challenges that definitely need to be overcome in this aspect. But the fact that we are as far as we are along in this is amazing. Okay. So let's get this guy in here. He's on top because I want him on top. I'll turn him off for the moment. See the wonkiness? You turn it back on. See, that's what I mean. This is what the AI generated. It kind of like did something weird. Wait, let's take a look at the AI generated bit here. So it lost bits and pieces of it, but so keep that in mind when you're doing something like this. Your subject matter may have to be, you may want to retain your subject matter so the important stuff stays with you. What you may want to deal with is the unimportant stuff. Have the AI deal with that because it'll be faster. But you also got to pay very close attention that it doesn't do something weird on you. Things like cars, people, you gotta really look closely, not trust it, because it might do something funky. Desk. Let's see what happens. So I see if this changes things up a little. Obviously there's going to be more work to deal with the car itself. I gotta keep in mind, I gotta be careful because every time I expand the canvas, I'm making this file larger and larger, which is gonna force it to work harder and harder. Because that original image was a 60 megabyte pixel image, 60 megabyte image. So every time I do this, I'm adding a lot more work to it because it's working at dealing with a high resolution image. And that aspect I didn't even think about, but it might be really challenging for the AI to handle. Oh, that's actually very pretty. I wasn't thinking it was going to do that, but oh, I like it. That car is still very wonky. Okay, that's a bummer. All right, we got to remove this car at some point because it's really harsh. But oh, I love that sky. Let's put mine over top. I love that. That looks amazing. Ooh. That's not bad. It had a tree or two in that. I like it. We're actually getting some good results here. Oh, I didn't notice look at the background. Got some mountains, so I might go with that one. And oh, that's a tough one. Do I go with that? Do I go with that or that? All right, let's go over here. We'll have to, whatever we do, we gotta adjust the tones of the car. And I think, all right, cool. Let's go to this wonky thing. Let's see if we can remove it. I want to know how much do I need to remove. I'm not looking at the, all right. I think I'm going to try to remove the shadow as well because that's not going to benefit us in any way. And we are going to have to adjust the ground, but I don't think the AI will be able to handle that, match the tone. So we got to darken everything up a bit as well. All right. Just checking that. Okay, let's see, generate and generate. Let's see if it removes the car in a way that I'm be happy with. I think there's something else I need to do to add some more realism to it. And survey says what? Thinking. Come on. Beautiful. All right, great. So it added that dash, and I can live with that. Matter of fact, that saves me from what I was going to do. But we have this here that we need to get rid of. All right, that's fine. That's fine. This is all good. Yeah, look at that. There's no real the detail. It's all like soft and smooshy and blurry. So, knowing a bit about Photography. Okay. It looks like it's got a little, its perspective pretty well. And let's zoom out all the way. I don't like these. In a road like this, looks like you'd want it would be a single lane anyway. So what I think I'm gonna do is this. This file is gonna be too big to save. This thing is irritating. Every time I pin it or whatever, it goes back. And give me something I can work with. Give me something that's in one spot, always in the same spot. My biggest pet peeve right now. Road. I don't know if that's the right term to use, but we'll try it. There's something a little bit funky on that road. I'm debating on if I should ignore it or not. So I think what I'm going to have to do at this point is take some of that stuff that's been generated that I'm going to keep and flatten or merge those together. All right. It's doing something, and the result is progress bars. The result is bad. What's that yellow thing? Hold on. Something weird's going on here, I think. No. So none of these worked. I'm gonna just ditch that. I'm okay with this anyways. I just wanted to try it. Okay. I think the next thing is to deal with the road here. Oops. So what we need to do, and I think at this point, this stuff here, we're better off not doing AI. Let's see if there's anything worthwhile here. Not really. Escape, no. Nope. 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 And maybe. Well, that did something. Okay, where are my... I think rather than blue, is there a purple? Deep red, deep blue, yellow. No, no. I'll try a couple of these different cool filters. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Violet. All right, now we're getting somewheres. Now let's go to brightness. We definitely want to bring this down some. I don't think that's really going to work that great. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add another adjustment here. Where are my normal adjustment? There we go. I'm not. I guess this is okay, but I think. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Okay, that's impacting the whole image. I thought I don't like that. I think these things are okay, but I almost want to say they should be in their own panel in some aspects. I think it may be more suitable. All right, let's go ahead and do our curves here, because, well, honestly, we just want to carry this all the way down. Okay. I think that fits the scene. So now the road fits the scene. This background area here does not, for the most part. So we're going to adjust this now. But this isn't going to be that hard. This is actually pretty easy to do. So all we need to do now is to make sure we have a nice soft brush and kind of just work it in, and all we have to do is be very careful about hitting the sky. We don't really want it to hit the sky. And I think we will be pretty good. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Yeah. Like I said, all I'm doing is I'm using my mouse. I'm using the two bracket keys to increase and decrease my cursor, or brush size as most people would refer to it. Yeah, I did notice that. I was kind of ignoring it. I don't know if it's relevant anyways. All right, so as I work towards the background, I'm going to have to be more and more careful. Whoa. Back up. About this area here, because if I go too high, it will impact the mountain range. And we kind of don't want to touch that. All right. And then obviously make sure we get the connection to the road here. There we go. I believe that should probably do it as far as this stuff goes. Okay, so we have this bit. Do I want to, you know what, I'm going to quickly, and this is actually going to be faster than using the AI. So this is the thing you're going to have to think about when you're working with this tool. What tool fits the best for the needs of getting the job done as fast as possible? In reality here, I'm just going to use the stamp tool. Well, maybe. Go ahead and go make a new layer. I'm going to drop this. Yeah, actually, we're going to drop it right above everything, and that should be fine. And like I said, this is going to be pretty easily done, because I'm not doing anything fancy. There. This stuff here looks like it's just would be dirt or something, so it reads as dirt, so I'm not even going to worry about it. That takes care of that little funkiness there on that road. I don't know if I even had to deal with it, but I did anyways. Alright, now the car looks funny. Now the car looks absolutely out of place. But I bet you if I take this and we drop this underneath, it's going to be way too dark. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this batch here. I'm going to just duplicate it. Drop this in. And we are going to select all. And make sure I'm on the right layer. Invert. Deselect. Hey, why didn't it? Oh, it did. Bring those in, ditch that. Okay. Yes, I know the shadowing issue. Don't think I don't know that. I don't think the car looks like it's floaty. Let's start by turning that off, and that's 1,000 times better, so we don't really need that. Let's go ahead over here, and we're gonna want to pull, actually weirdly enough, pull this back. Let's see. And now we want to adjust here because it's still kind of iffy. Our brightness, we're going to actually bring it up a bit. I'm going to take our layer mask, drop it over because now it's messing with everything. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Now, all right, great. Okay, so what we've done so far is we've gotten the car kind of in the position we want it. If reflections still are an issue, I got some weird sunspots that I'm kind of ignoring at the moment because they still kind of work. Little stars. Cool. Let's see. I think as far as the shadow of the car, I might be a little lazy. And I think I'm gonna have to the sun is still kind of, the lighting's still in this direction, so that's something I gotta consider when I go ahead and do that. But I'm gonna do something temporary for now, just because it's throwing me off. And if you do this, I'm gonna warn you now: don't keep it, because it's not the best way of doing what I'm gonna do. Because the tones and colors are gonna be off, but at least it's grounded. So all I'm doing here is just giving myself a shadow to work with, even if it isn't correct. And in fact, I would never make a black shadow because shadows aren't black, they're colored. A lot of times they're cool colors like purples and blues. Okay. Let's go back in here. We're gonna go ahead and make a selection because now we gotta deal with our windshield here. Oh, I forgot about that. At some point I gotta deal with that too. I didn't think of that. Actually, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. We'll worry about that in a minute though. So remember, the goal really here is not to be you don't need to be perfect, you just need to be close. All right, well, I think we all have a good sense. I'm not gonna kill myself here. Okay. I am create a new layer. Actually, we'll leave that because we'll need it, but I'm gonna go to adjustment, a new adjustment layer. First, color balance. Maybe color balance will work. I want to pull away. I think I'd want to pull away from the blues, but I think I need to push it into purple. There we go. So by doing this, and as long as I'm careful about it, I might actually be able to get that blue to look right. There we go. Okay, I'm going to leave the video here at this point. I think you guys get the idea of what's going on and how to work with this in a way that actually makes sense and be able to produce a usable product. So where this is at, I'd say it's maybe 80% there, and the amount of time it took me to get to this 80% is a lot quicker than what it would have taken me to do it the traditional methods without some of these newer tools. What needs to be done now with this car or this image is really to get the car fitting even more into place. It looks pretty good right now. Obviously the shadow looks like crap, but that's okay because that's not permanent. I needed to ground the car so I can work on it. The other thing I'd probably do is make some of these lights on, turn them on so they are actually shining and adding the reflection of the lights in the ground, or lighten up the ground in that area with a warm tone from the lights to help sell the image. The other thing is we gotta figure out how to deal with the reflections that don't fit, like because they're buildings on one side, there's a fence, but the nice thing is there could be a fence on that side of the road. You don't know, and that we can take advantage of and not have to worry about doing anything with. So mostly the reflections we really need to worry about are the ones up here in this little door area here. And then we also probably going to have to deal with the chrome at some point, because if you look at the mirror, it's still a little blue, but I don't think it's actually, you know what, I bet you I can fix the chrome really easily. Let's take a look here. Yeah, so see how this is what we can do. Go to our brush, bring it down a bit. Definitely don't want our opacity, our flow actually. Probably drop the opacity down. As long as we're careful, this will work fine. So all we need to do, see how I'm just introducing some of the tones in there. Okay. The only other thing I would have to do is, right now it's not reflecting any of the sky. Let's see if I can do something about that. Get out of that folder. And this might be a good candidate for a reflection. Because with that, I might be able to get away with that. And if this doesn't work, I can steal some of the sky and do it that way. I just want to try this and then I'm going to wrap up the video. Okay, while this is doing its thing, I want you guys to consider subscribing, hitting that notification button. Go ahead and leave a comment if you'd like. I'm down and cool with that. Alright guys, I can tell you right now that didn't work, but that's okay. That is very weird. Okay, that's very creepy. I don't want to look at that. Ooh. Alright, I'm going to consider this AI generated here a failure, obviously, but that's okay. That's minor in the scheme of things. Alright, I'm pretty happy with where we are, but this video is going to start running even longer if I keep going on, so I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Bye.